Crypto is crashing. Bitcoin now breaking down below last year, November's low. That's right. We have broken 80,000. It is Saturday. We don't go live Saturday, but we're live for an emergency spice stream. Yesterday and the day before, I talked about Bitcoin trading under 80K. Silver had the worst day in history, selling off 38%, honestly acting like an altcoin, acting like a shitcoin. Gold as well, down hugely on yesterday's close into January, and we even joked about Bitcoin not being bothered about it. Couldn't care, couldn't be bothered to dump with the rest of markets, and this morning we got it. Bitcoin finally making the move, finally breaking down lower, really putting pressure on the bull case at this point. We have not quite seen April's low taken out from last year, but man, we are within $1,000. We're within a percentage of it. For the moment, we have a little wick below us. We are live for this dump. We have a little wick below us about half an hour ago that brought us to 75.7. We've recovered slightly from here. Let's take a look. 3% up. Actually, it's not so bad. 3% up. But very much still in danger. I appreciate you guys tuning in here. Today, here's what my goals are. I aim to be first and foremost a voice of calm reason. This is a very emotional time in markets, and honestly, 2026 has been a crazy blur at this point. Something is happening in the world going into February. That is kind of apparent to me. February is going to be a pivotal month for this year, and it is written all over the charts. The volatility in metals, Bitcoin now breaking down. You have to remember the timing of this. Today is the last day, right? The absolute last day of January. All of this year's trading from January 1st until yesterday was basically negated across markets for the tune of trillions of dollars of market cap at this point. Something big is coming. Fingers crossed that thing is the bottom, right? We're gonna have to hang on to some hopium here. Secondly, other than a voice of calm reason, I hope to walk some of you off some metaphorical ledges. Remember, guys, in the moment, making a trade. This applies to crypto, metals, apparently stocks, anything to do with finances. Honestly, bigger than trading, anything to do with finances. Decisions made in the moment are virtually always the wrong decisions. I have seen thousands of you guys here over the course of 7 years live on YouTube make emotional decisions in the moment, and I'm gonna say rounded down, 0% of them were the right decision. If you are feeling panicked today, in the moment, I beg you to take a moment. Disconnect from the chart, disconnect from the fight or flight, the chemicals in your chest and in your brain. What's up, Sod? Take a moment to disconnect from them. Go take a walk, whatever it is. Get your mind off of it. Come back, and if you still feel that way, then go ahead and follow through with that decision. But at least you have gotten out of that emotional driver. The markets, even when they're falling at their fastest and feel like they're going to go to zero, will still be there, and you'll be surprised. In fact, yesterday during the live, I gave this exact speech to people while silver was dumping down to the 74 area. Right here at this candle, I said, take a break. Go get your mind off of it. And even though it feels like it's going to zero right now, it'll still be here by the time you make that decision. And that one aged extremely well. Silver only traded up after that. In fact, what do we got here? Like 10, 12, 13%, 14, 15% from the low. Just a recent example of calming yourself down, not acting in the moment, can really save your butt in these scary times. So voice of reason, we're gonna do some logical, rational analysis here. I don't know how much hopium I have. I don't know how much hopium I can offer you. We'll look at the downside targets. We'll look at the logical next places for price to move to. That is easy. And we're gonna watch the price action together. I guess at best or at worst, we will commiserate. We're all in this boat together. Any of you who sold the top, you're a better man than I. Cheers, congrats, pat yourself on the back. I am riding this train, it seems, right back down the mountain, but we've done this ride. We've made this trip before, and we've made this trip together as a community. We've made it through. Regardless of what happens in this year or the next, we will continue and we will persist. and we're going to make it through together. So I appreciate you being here. I know it's Saturday. I know it's a weird time, but we're here, fam. That's right. We got quite a few viewers in the chat. A little bit of energy going on, I have a feeling. I have endless amounts of alerts. Make sure I don't dox myself. Endless amounts of alerts. I might have doxed myself. Endless amounts of alerts there. I've got Doge crossing 9 cents. These are altcoin alerts coming in hot. These all happened in the last few hours. So I have Doge breaking down under 10 cents. That is a rough move. We'll check in on Doge. XPL. Same move, under 10 cents at 9.5 cents. Multiple other alerts on Doge. Monad. I mean, surprising nobody. Breaking down under 1.6 cents. We'll probably check in on that. I know that was a popular rug recently. Here's a big one. Ethereum versus Bitcoin breaking under the 0.3 marker. That is actually a huge indicator. That came in half an hour ago. Ethereum Bitcoin breaking down under 0.03 is maybe the most meaningful other than the Bitcoin alerts that I've gotten today. This has big implications here. You guys know, maybe I'm going to take the L on this one. I have been expecting Ethereum to head back up towards 0.035 to make an upward move against Bitcoin in valuation. Here we go today, breaking down under November's low along with the USD markets. This is signaling some pretty macro things, and we're going to get into more of Ethereum during the stream. But for right now, let's do the gist. This is a very grim sign for alts. And I say that because Ethereum breaking down from this level is a huge indicator that Bitcoin dominance is looking to set highs. And realistically, if this doesn't reverse today, Bitcoin dominance could be looking to set new highs, multi-year highs. We'll check in on dominance there in a little bit as well. Not actually the candle I expected. Dominance slightly down. Interesting. That suggests that some other large caps are up in Bitcoin pair today. We'll try to find them. But this is a big one. I don't want to do a told you so or anything. This isn't the right chart, is it? Where is it? Ethereum, we had a long position that never filled in November, and we all but counted it out. At 2,500, it looks like that there it is. Stopped out. Wow. Well, I won't be patting myself on the back too hard for that one. It did fill, and it looks like literally the wick on the candle today has already stopped out that long. Wow. That's some crazy volatility. Ethereum down 10% from its open, but already up 8% off its low. That's actually, this is pretty big, guys. This is a big day. You guys know I don't like going live on the weekends unless I have to. This is a big day. So here, could you do this for me? I'm sorry I haven't read the chat yet. I will. You guys know I will. I want to know what you're feeling, what you're experiencing, what you're looking at. Let me get through a little bit of my thoughts here. But while I do this, please hit the like button. I know I don't want to be that YouTube guy. Hit the like button, subscribe, share the stream out, get people in here, get the energy. Let's push the algorithm out. We had a crazy stream with Silver yesterday. I don't know if any of you guys are coming back from the Silver stream yesterday, but let's get the algorithm pumping. Let's get some engagement. Vote in the poll, whatever it is, whatever you can do. Let me scroll through the rest of these alerts. So FBTC is the big one. This is obviously the largest and most important alert that went off. Bitcoin crossing. Let's zoom out here. This is brutal. Bitcoin losing November's low, as I was saying. Here is kind of the weird part, I'll say. Anyone else, obviously, welcome to chime in here. The weird part, April's low. The obvious downside target. In fact, it almost seemed weird that it didn't hit it in November in the sell-off. The obvious downside target in April sits at 74.6. Here is some interesting alpha here. This is actually really cool. So I'm going to allow myself to get distracted even though it's early on this. Follow me down this rabbit hole. Bitcoin hit 126,000. Let's, for simplicity, just say it hit 126 in October. It has now traded down to 75. April's low is at 74. This is really interesting because when we look over at silver and we simplify these numbers also, what do we see? We see silver went to 122 and traded down to what? 74.4. Do you get what I'm putting down here? kind of weird, kind of conspiracy-ish, kind of interesting here. They almost made the same move. Bitcoin went to 126. 122 is honestly a rounding error at that point. Traded down to 74. That's April's low. That's basically the target everyone should be looking at to the downside right now. We're at 75. 74.4 is what value? It's exactly April's low. I know. I can hear the explosions of your brains out there as I say this in real time. Very weird. Is it coincidence? Probably. We can probably chalk it up to coincidence, but it is interesting. What would make this really interesting is if Bitcoin trades down to exactly 74.4 and bounces, and silver opens Monday to a bounce. That would give us something to operate on when it comes to maybe tradability. Maybe we'll see like a silver leading, Bitcoin following kind of price action, and as long as they're in this ratio, could be some opportunity there for trading. Just like to keep in your thoughts. It's too close for comfort for me. It's too similar. It's weird. It caught my attention. All right, so here we are. Bitcoin obviously looking like shit. That was the big alert, the breakdown. We still are holding on to April's low. And like in the weirdest, I don't know, the weirdest hopium way, we could say, well, it's a higher low. We came off an all-time high. Like, that is true. It is certainly hopium, but it is true. Holding 74, I guess, you look for a move back up. It seems weird to bet on. Seems like an odd bet to me. I'm actually going to clear this chart here because we're going to talk some macro ideas. A little bit of hopiums, copiums. A little hopium, copium, smokiums. It is the weekend. Here is like the only hopiums that I think really remain. If Bitcoin trades below 74, below April's low, right? And then bounces. We could, yeah, it's hard to even say this. We could look for, some kind of reversal. We could. One of my issues with this movement over the last weeks was that Bitcoin does not tend to reverse in this manner. At least it doesn't tend to over the course of the last few years. In our major sell-offs, we have seen lows that are broken into lower lows, that are broken into lower lows, that then reverse strongly. We saw that in April. We even saw that back here in 2024 in summer. We had lows, lower lows, lower lows that reversed. When we were kind of slow grinding up here, I said, man, this just doesn't look like the reversals we've seen over the last few years. It's not great. So with the break here, here's your hopiums is now we have a lower low. Maybe that fits the reversal better, right? Maybe that, I don't know, that's a stretch. That is a stretch. But here's something that's not as much of a stretch, though it is largely still copium. If Bitcoin breaks 74,000, we have seen on macro charts, we have seen on big assets, I believe like the S&P, we've seen, I don't even know, there's other examples of this pattern. We've seen this exact pattern on macro for, I think it's like stocks. We have seen it break to the upside. I think it happened in like the 2000s-ish with the S&P. It's like a broadening pattern that ends in a lower low that breaks, retests, and continues. Like it has happened in the past. Now, again, this is some good shit. Pack it up. This is some real good shit. Where did this happen? Like right here, right? This is a similar-ish pattern. This was in 2019 into 20. It exists, right? I'll admit that, it looks a little different, but it exists. We've had this happen. That's, other than thoughts and prayers, that's like the bull case at this point. Thoughts and prayers are mostly our bull case for the moment. Let me check out the rest of these alerts here fast so I don't miss anything. Polygon. No one surprised by that. Polygon. Broken down under 10 cents. What else do we got? Not so much. I think that's like the majority of them. Doge, XLP, on, Paul, Monad, ZEC. I think that's an older one. ZEC under 300. Well, I guess we called the short on that. I did close a short last night as my limit order hit. Yeah, there it is. ZEC played out a perfect head and shoulders. We like, I was a little overly bullish on it around here, but we talked about these two patterns. Can move back up to 527, continue your uptrend, or hit a lower high reverse and perfect entry. This is literally a perfect head and shoulders. Perfect head and shoulders in the sense of structure, left, head, right, and then entry. Break neckline, that was at 400 or 393. Back test neckline, that's the entry, and there we go. Perfect. Jesus. This is getting nuked. At this point, ZEC is looking pretty wrecked. But that's not what we're focused on here today. Obviously, gold and silver not moving as they are not trading over the weekend, giving us a nice little pause, I guess. Is it this? Giving us a nice little pause. Gold versus silver. So gold not moving right now. And something tells me on Monday it's probably going to open green and hurt this again. But Bitcoin versus gold on the sell-off yesterday did enter the 618, the golden Fibonacci retracement at 16. Bitcoin won 16 gold. And wicked up. This is interesting and worthy of watching. Now, my confidence that will hold into Monday, not great. Unless Bitcoin gets a nice hell of a reversal into February's open. Not so great, but there is potential here for a masterful trade. And it's a trade that we have long been looking for on this pair. From 16, I'm going to move these back over. Entry at 16. And where is the TPs? That's a good question. Where is the TPs? Like 25? I'll leave them over here. TP is looking up here just at some kind of retracement, and then potentially looking for a short higher up. They finally filled. I'm not sure how confident I am in them now, but man, we've been waiting for them to fill. These other pairs obviously look trash, but there is some interesting movement that I think is worthy of looking at as well and important here. Bitcoin versus silver. This was the scariest one. This is the one that I was like, this is like just looks so bearish. This one did not fill yet, but goddamn, is it close? Look at that. Look at that. Bitcoin versus silver on the sell-off yesterday. Look what happened. This is too big of a time frame. Week, yeah. Look what happened here. Within 16, what is it? 10%, 1%, like 2%, reached down to that bear market low from 22 and green candles. It is interesting to me that the sell-offs in silver and gold, this is the alpha, and this is not just rambling, this is like actual alpha. The sell-offs that were unprecedented, record-breaking, maybe never before seen, those sell-offs just so happened to close their day with Bitcoin versus silver right at that support, and gold, and Bitcoin versus gold right at our support again. It's the coincidence there is kind of crazy. This is July's high. This is the 618, the golden fib retracement. Logical resistance support flip. It is wild that those days were so chaotic, yet they just perfectly left these pairs at these supports. Not telling you what to do with that, but that's interesting. Bitcoin versus platinum, same thing. Traded into the pair, or traded into the support, but closed up. I guess platinum's still trading. No, it's not. It's just Bitcoin. But still closed up, avoiding that. These are really big time frame, really macro levels. This is interesting stuff. Really interesting stuff. Let's see. Okay, I think that was a decent intro, right? It's a decent jump in. Some charts are looking completely cooked, unfortunately. ADA, looking for 25 cents at this point. We can look at a lot of these charts more. I just want to jump through them. Nat gas closed crazy. I guess money is rotating into nat gas. I guess so. Dixie closed up. That's the driver, or at least that's the reasonable driver we have right now. All right, yeah. I've got more to say. How long have we been live? I've got more to say. But today is not so much about me just verbal diarrheaing all over you. Though you gotta love it. Today is about you guys, so let me read the chat. Let me see what you guys are feeling. Feel free to share how you're feeling today. Sometimes it helps, you know? I say this a lot. I'll say it again. Your friends and family, they don't understand what's happening today. I woke up feeling weird. I woke up not in the best mood, and I didn't really know why. And then I started getting alerts, and I was like, yeah, I'm just so in tune with this shit. But I felt like I didn't have anyone to go to. My friends and family, you know, they care that I am upset, but they don't get this stuff. This doesn't upset them. They don't understand. They don't understand how stressful this is. And your friends and family are probably the same. So you're here. Feel free to vent. Feel free to share how you're feeling. Keep it reasonable, obviously. But we're all here together. We're all in this, and we get it. And that's a big, big value of this community. Wrecked. Yeah, I feel you, dude. No, at least this. You know, if you're feeling really bad today, consider this. At least you didn't rotate out of Bitcoin yesterday into silver at the top, and then watch silver go down, and then panic sell silver yesterday back into Bitcoin just to watch Bitcoin go down. And if you did do that, you're beyond redemption. I'm sorry. I can't help you. What's up, Foxy? What's up, Law? Welcome to the bear market, dude. Yeah, I mean, now in hindsight, it looks like, you know, we've been here, right? The good news is perhaps we have been in the bear market for 117 days now. That's good, right? Let's say November, what was it? November of 21 down to the low. 374, so just like 200 days left, that's all. It's lame. Dude, it's so lame. Altcoin's going down bigly. Altcoin's getting wrecked, bro. What's up, media player? What's up, crypto Steve-O, my friends? The chat's going fast. I'm just going to refresh it. You have a short, you're fine. I also have a short, but dude, I wouldn't say I'm fine. Like, I would not say this is fine. This is not floating my portfolio. Do you guys remember when I opened this live, 93.3? I've had this open forever. This is way forever. This is not saving my portfolio, though. This is up like, I don't know, a few $100. I did roll this bad boy out, though. How you like them apples? I told you guys I bought a bunch of Dash one day. I sold it for a loss, but when I sold it for a loss, I opened a short, and I guess I'm like kind of break even. I think I'm like break even with this. This closed at $50. I had set that as the take profit. Obviously now, I wish it was still open because it's at 43. I'd still be printing, but yeah, I have a tiny short. It's not enough. Can't hear it. What did you say? Love your show. Love you, my friend, Bitcoin Bijan. Can we look at Ondo Crypto? Can hit $2 again? Today is going to be a rough ass day for asking if his things can hit upside targets, I'll be honest. But if you're asking for a downside target, probably probably it can. I don't know what Ondo's trading at. I assume under $2. Let me pull it up. But also, I will say this, guys, feel free to super chat. I appreciate it. Always appreciate your support. We can do requests and stuff today. But while things get crazy, I get distracted, right? Like if Bitcoin starts breaking down again while I'm looking at a different chart, I'm obviously going to drop it. You know, don't expect me to be tuned in too much to some other stuff. What's up, Adam Z? XRP getting close to your range. We'll definitely look at XRP today. Can Ondo go to $2? Brother, anything is possible, my friend. Anything is possible. Do I think it's a good bet? No, I don't. I don't think that's a very good bet. I do not. If you're just buying Ondo today at 28 cents, you probably got yourself. Like, here's the thing about these crazy sell-offs and these big moves is they are usually good for at least like a dead cat bounce. Like, if you entered Ondo today, you got balls of steel, bro. But like 35 cents is probably reasonable to see a bounce too. You know what I mean? You are very hard pressed. You're being juiced by this downtrend. You've broken October's low. This is just the highest risk to reward right now. Like looking at these things is huge risk to rewards. There is definitely potential upside for there. You're not in a crowded trade, bro. You're like the only one in that trade. Literally breaking October's low. High risk to reward, but a crazy time to look for longs. They could age to be some of the best longs ever made, right? That's the gamble you're taking. Can ever return to $2? You know, man, I'd need a crystal ball for that. I think that it is a bad bet to be looking for $2 at this point. Certainly not saying it's impossible. If I were in a position here, if I took a position on Ondo, honestly, if it even hit 50 cents, I'd probably be out. I'd probably be out. This chart looks very bad, bro. It looks very, very bad. Just like everything, it's not just Ondo. I'm not talking shit about Ondo. Honestly, I wouldn't even touch it here. At least wait for a quarter. 25 cents. 20 cents. I can't in good faith, man, like, at all recommend people go for stuff like this. This is wild, and I do wish you the best. And also, brother, we're all in this bag, dude. Like, if you guys want to see my pain, we all have pain here. It's going to bring us together. You're not alone, bro. Look at my pain. Look at this shit. Man. Litecoin's at $58. Like, this is just, like, wrecked. Wrecked. We're all wrecked. But at least we got friends along the way. I appreciate your super chat, brother. I wish I had the answers for you. It's going to be a hard day for upside targets. A tiny short? Yeah, I got a tiny short. This is just not a very big short, man. It's not nearly as big as I wished it was. What is it? It's like 4,500. This is nothing. It does nothing. Stuck holding XRP the last few months. You're not alone. XRP has definitely created maybe the most bag holders of like this cycle, I guess we could say, that ended last year. Long? You could. It seems like an odd place to look for a long. Here's my logic. If I was looking for a long position, and actually I just yesterday canceled an order. Maybe I should go back and revisit that. Limit long order I had placed at 74.4 at April's low. Here's my reasoning. Is this right here just trying to rip along today? I mean, I think you're just like buying lotto tickets. It might work out. I hope it works out. But like after 80K broke and November's low was taken out, the next downside target immediately became 74.4. Like instantly became 74.4, if not lower. Like 74.4 is honestly like where it starts. 74.4 is just like where the liquidity is. If you're a market maker, you're going to drive 74.4 even if you want to push it up. That's what I think. Use your fibs. You're probably looking for lower, and these numbers I think make more sense. Damn. Like 71.3, run stops, get people, like as soon as 74 breaks, it just all kinds of algorithms are going to flip short. They're all going to flip short. They're all going to look for this play. They're all going to look for like 66 to 74 bounce. That's my opinion. I don't have any longs open. 30-minute looks like trash. The whole chart looks like trash, bro. This is just trash. It's where's the really bearish chart that I had? I closed it because I didn't want to like scare people too much. Where'd it go? BTC verse. I think it's BTC verse. No. BTC verse copy. At least we got Rez on the radio. Here we go. Like this has been up for a while. I didn't want to just keep throwing it in our faces because I don't want to look at that every day. I don't want to be staring at it all the time. But like here we are. Here we are in reality, right? Anything can happen, right? It can change. It can be different. It doesn't have to go this way. It has just been incredibly similar. This price action here, you've seen it. Like this is everybody's like, you know, all the bear analysts are talking about this. It's just this price action. It's like this copy and pasted. That's what people are doing. They're taking this and they're moving it over. And the shitty part is like it really wasn't. It was like pretty similar, but not that similar until this breakdown today. And now it's like super confirming shitty, or at least confirming that this part played out. Like that's all it is. Where it drops to is, you know, completely subjective of how you want to place it. You can say, oh my God, look, like you'll see this too. Like Bitcoin's going to go to negative, right? These patterns, these bar patterns are cool. They're great kind of tools to use to conceptualize trading, but like they're not future tellers. They're not dictating or predicting a price of any kind. I think I fit this the best of anybody who I've seen try to fit this. Let me see if I should like replace it just based on this drop. But I kind of doubt it. Nah, I'm going to leave it where it was. Yeah, even this price action looks so correct. Like down to the 71 area, break 74, bounce up, kind of tease everybody. Tease everybody that 74 will hold after trading down. Say, God, I love this song though. Here we are. Something like this, right? 71, tease, fall down. This is the bear case. I still, man, I don't know. I'm just always bullish on Bitcoin. Bitcoin, I just see it longer term. I'll say this, guys, short term, I'm not very bullish. Not feeling super bullish on the short term. This is the funniest time to be saying that, though, because we're about to close February out. About to close January out. The month is about to close. And monthly closes and openings tend to be great times of reversal, great times of volatility, change in wins. And so the timing is weird, too. The timing to start feeling this way is weird. It makes me feel like I'm gonna get played by it. I have an idea. Rip to all the fallen moon boys. I mean, I'm still around. The thing is that when you're a moon boy, you just have to be a moon boy long enough, right? If you're a moon boy, like you're touring in moon boyhood, then you get wrecked. But you play the game long enough, and moon boys are the winners. That's the reality. That is a reality that bears don't enjoy. Fear and greed at 21. So this doesn't update until... This doesn't update until the daily close. If Bitcoin continues down, especially today, and closes down with no wick, we may see, in my opinion, we could see record levels of fear and greed. We could see single digit. We could see some shit. This has been true forever, seemingly. We had a few days there of regular fear, not extreme. And then, yep, we had like a very, like 1 day maybe of greed. And then neutral fear, extreme fear. This has been the longest and most brutal god dang time, Bobby, in crypto history by far. Like, look at this. This is the 3-month fear and greed index. It had 1 day of 60. 1 day of 50, that's still neutral. 1 day in greed. 1, 2, 3, 4 days, maybe 5 days of neutral, and then all fear, all extreme fear. Sentiment is bonked. Sentiment is riggedied. It's wild times. Set your clocks. Actually, you know what? I'm going to set an alert right now. You lost the wife to stable farming? Dude, don't lose the wife. I'm going to set an alert myself. The daily closes in 4 hours, so that's 7 p.m. East. I'm going to set that. I'm going to make it 6:58 p.m. East. I'm going to check fear and greed. I have my alert set. You should have set too. Check it. It's going to be interesting. 70-30 Bitcoin metals, Echo Leaf. That could be very good. You could be very up. Or you could be very wrecked, depending on when you got that metals. Good luck in gold. I think both gold and silver open to a bounce. February, whatever, Monday. I think it'd be really unusual to see this continue. And I don't mean like as if it can't continue, like it can't go lower. But I think it would be really unusual to not see this, right? Something where you get a relief bounce and basically just like liquidity sweeping, grabbing, even if you want to go lower. Definitely a high risk, high reward trade. Silver, same thing. You know, maybe the bounce, maybe make to 100, maybe you don't. If this opens and dumps, I will not know what. I don't know what trading is anymore. Watch the moon, baby. Why not 50 support? What's the 50 support? 50K? 50K would be a support. Is that what you mean? 58. Here we go. This is like the realistic kind of looking. Oh, 71. Damn. All right, 71 might be it. This could be it. Actually, I like the confluence there. Hold up. Give me a sec. What's up, Reesh? Indian stock market is open for trading. Is it? I don't know much about the Nifty 50 or whatever, the Indian stock market. I know that there is a huge following around it. Why are they trade on weekends though? That is new to me. Here's a very interesting thing that I just noticed. So 71, we just talked about, that is the monthly close back in March at all-time high. 74.4 is April's low exactly. When we use our fib tool from November's low to January's high, the 1.41 sits right at 74.4. The 1618 sits right at 71.288. Isn't that kind of crazy? Right at that monthly support. I think that there is very good odds. The probability is in favor of price touching in here. I'll say 71.2. Touching in here and then looking for a bounce. Now that bounce could easily get sold into right at the low 80.5, maybe as high as 84. That bounce doesn't necessarily have to bring us anywhere, but I think the probability is very good that we get a reaction to this zone. There is so much liquidity there. Liquidity is just oozing in the 71 to 74 zone. I might replace the limit order. I like 71.2 though better than 74.4. I like because it overshoots it, but it doesn't overshoot it by that much, so it still would keep people hopeful. Don't love that. You know, this is probably not as important, but like the 2618's down here at 58.9, that is the monthly support, closes down here before the move up. This is a pretty decent chart of price action though. Like these three are all going to be important zones. They're all going to be zones of liquidity. I think they all make sense to be watching. Yeah, check back in on this. I opened this short back here in December, I'm pretty sure. This is my biggest L. Like my biggest weakness in trading is that I just keep positions open too long. I do set TPs and stop losses, but if they don't hit, I just leave them open like for too long. Somehow I actually have gained money on the funding, but you know, when I say gained money, $300 or $30, you know, not a lot. At least it didn't get eaten away. God damn. I still have the short limit sell up there at 106K unfilled. I'll probably move that later. Okay, back to the chat. What's up, Target Hit Live? My guy. Wait, I know Target Hit. You just subscribe Target Hit? Is that the real Target Hit? Probably not. Target Hit does a 24/7 live channel on YouTube. Good dude. What's up, Borat Madsen, Yazin, Martin Jungsworth? Who else subscribed while I've been ranting? Rior, Bitcoin Bajan super chatted. I got that one. Adam super chat. I missed that, bro. $2. Thanks for the $2. You're venting. 0.81 average. 123K coins. You're nervous. Wasn't that on XRP, Adam? Wasn't that you were talking about? What's up, Michael Canova, Rajid, Khalid, Harsh, Saeed? Lots of Indian names today. What's up, Kashul? What up, boys? All right, what am I missing here? What am I missing? Certainly not all our friends. We have 1,200 votes. 42%, it's all over. It's so over. It's not over yet. We're pretty split. What am I missing, boys? What's up, Rish, Nicholas Perry? How low can we go, Jennifer? I think realistically, how low can we go? Bear market bottom, we can go down 75%, right? But I think for this move, realistically, 80.5 is broken. I think 71.3. 71.3, I think, is the logical, TA approved, chart backed place to be looking. People ask if they can go long now, and you know, you can go long whenever you want. Different strokes for different folks. It could work out, but I don't see the rhyme or reason to go long now. Sometimes that works out. That isn't the, you know, that strategy does work. But this is the logical. I'm looking at 71.3. This would be a very clean back test of a previous monthly resistance. What's up, boys? I see more subscribers. What's up, Fantastic Planet, my guy? You found the right place. What's up, OM? Joining us. Joining the crew. Jump in the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. It's free. 71.2. 71.3. Perfect March, April. I can't see it by my head. March, April resistance here. Untouched. We traded below it for 6-7 months. Blasted up. Did not come back. Did not back test it. We continued higher. So there we go. Untested resistance. There is liquidity there. Like, this is what I'm saying. Is no matter what happens almost in my mind, like I'd say like 80% confidence on this. If 81.3 is tested, and when it's tested, whether it's now or later, we will see a bounce. We will see a reaction simply due to liquidity being there. Doesn't mean that it'll bring us to all-time highs necessarily, but it could. It's not out of the question. But there is all kinds of confluence sitting at 71.3. I like it as a level. It makes sense. Our fibs, it's spooky how close our fibs are right here to it. It's actually spooky. Well, the CME gap fill. Oh, holy shit. The CME gap, we are going to open, unless something crazy happens into the end of today or tomorrow, we're going to open with a crazy gap. To put that into perspective, if Bitcoin, or if it were Sunday night and CME was about to open 75.6, if it were about to open 75.6, that's where the candle would open at the low of today. That's kind of around where it would open at the current price. So we would see a massive gap, like a almost $10,000 gap to the downside. That's some good alpha. I appreciate, Corgi, shout out to you for putting this in my brain. So let's say we do open there on Monday, just entertaining an idea. That would give us a gap up to 84.1. That would be a solid place to look for a bounce into February. And a solid place to look for a short, probably, 84.1? Let's see where that matches up. Where does this look up on our chart? 84.1. 84. That looks pretty good. That looks like the major support. Here we go. Into next week, this very well could be a play. Let's see what this looks like. 84.1 might be a little lower because the premium on CME doesn't really matter. If 71 hasn't hit, I think that trade's decent. Stop loss is a little loosey goosey, 8.6%. I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm gonna do bigger risk rewards. I think there is also the long position. This one gets sketchier. This one is not quite as easy. Definitely more nerve-wracking. Let's do 0.5 retrace 83. 1 to 2. Okay, that'll be fine. That'll be fine. There we go. Both of these trades on the table. Okay. 62K, let's go. I should redo the poll. Although people are enjoying that poll. How low can we go? Okay, refreshing the chat. I'm getting all distracted. I'm all over the place. Refreshing it. Let's see what you guys are saying. What's up, Reese? Bloodbath for Indian Silver ETF Sunday. So wait, I missed what you said. What do you feel? What is going on with the Indian stock market? Why is it trading today? Or do they trade in the weekends? Selling in 2029. DCA, wait for sub 60. Brevity with levity. Yo, is that a nod to the band Levity? I love Levity. Wait for 70K, 60K. Well, I guess a fundamental thing about DCA is that you do it consistently. If you don't do it consistently, it's not really DCA. Honestly, I would not wait for 60K. If I was gonna start DCAing, I would just start DCAing now. In fact, it's a great time to start DCAing, to begin a DCA. You're already decently off the top. Most people begin DCAing up here and spend 6 months, right? Half a year buying at this level. That's like they started DCAing because it's going up, think it's going to keep going up. And now it goes down, and a lot of people stop DCAing because it goes down. It's the opposite. It's not a bad spot. You just made 10% in it USDC. Get it, Polyforge. Bro, 69K? Nice. Nice. Yeah, 69K is a psychological level. Actually, a nice setup, potentially. I think this is a beautiful setup. Jupiter and Gemini are in the moon. Wait, what's Jupiter and Gemini doing? Budget session. DCA and Prey, it's going lower. That is, dude, that's the advantage. Hopium copium. That's the, but for everyone else, that's the advantage of DCA. Is DCA, by nature, is a strategy where you aren't shorting, but downward price action is good. It's what you want. You don't want price to go up while you're DCAing. And it might not make sense. It might confuse some of you. But you want price to go down while you're DCAing. And you want it to stay down. And then, ideally, you want it to rip up like a mother and put you in mad profits. You want it to just rip and rhyme then. Frankie wasn't kidding when he said throw a dart at altcoins and short it. Yeah, I mean, short everything, right? Short it all. Bitcoin Bajan, you can't believe you never got an alt season. So frustrating, brother. Right there with you, man. Honestly, Bajan, I'll take it. I'll one step you up. We never really even got a freaking bull market, dude. Like Bitcoin didn't even really go up. And I know people are, you'll hear people say, Bitcoin from 10K to 126. When did it go up? Yeah, it did go 700% off of its lowest point. Okay, sure. But here's something that people kind of lack when they point that out. When they say, oh, it went up from there. Those motherfuckers didn't buy here. The people saying, oh, what do you mean? We went up all these percents. Dude, they didn't buy here. Those people probably bought here. They're LARPing. They're like, virtually nobody was buying here. We longed here. You guys saw me long 16.5, one of the greatest trades on Bitcoin ever made here live. But people weren't bullish. People weren't bullish, I want to say, until like February of 24. Prices at 50K. So realistically, what did people get? They got 150%. That's a lot. Yeah, I know that's a lot. But not for this asset. Even 2021 with its shitty top did 250% high to high. From 20K to 69K, nice. From 69K to 26, we got 83%. Now those are crazy gains for 4 years, I get it. But like we didn't even get like a Bitcoin bull run. We got like a bull run for other assets. You see the video now you got on the chart? Sorry. You're good, Quicker. What were you saying, brother? Let me see. What did you say? What did you say? Speaking of 69, that was the 168 of something you can't remember. 69 was the previous all-time high. Definitely a level that should be on any chart. I just didn't want to bog it up with too many horizontals here. I want to keep it simple. Bitcoin whales are obviously rotating into hard assets like gold and silver. Could be. Could be. Last Barry bought a 20K crow. That's a great entry. Well done. Bought some Doge right now. Doge is definitely down. It's over, guys. Rip. Meh. Well, we all like to joke. I like to joke. You guys have noticed I've lightened up about price action going down. When I started streaming in the day, when I was a fledgling streamer, dude, I used to get like butthurt. I was like, you take that back. You take that back. I used to get so heated. Oh, we all grow. I sound illogical. Cool. All right, sure. I used to get so heated. Dump it. Your short is happy. Get it. Yeah, my short is happy. I just wish my short was juicier. Yep. AC. So yeah, thanks for getting me back on track. He said every time the market dumps, people say it's over. It never is. That's what I was getting to. Anyone saying it's over, like it's fun. We have to laugh at ourselves here in our misery. It's fun. It's shitposting. It's goofy. Like I say it too now. But anyone who's been on this ride, for as long as I've been on this ride, or maybe even longer, dude, this is just the same shit, different day. This is the same shit, different day. Like, I don't want it to go down. I want it to go up forever and continue a bull market. But like, dudes, we've gone through this. We streamed all through this. We streamed all through this bear market. We streamed all through this chaos. I'll call it bear market into COVID. All through the bull market. All through the like. This is nothing new. It's nothing new. Bitcoin, like realistically, I think Bitcoin's gonna go down more this year. But guys, Bitcoin's is not gonna go to any, like, I don't know. It's not going to a number that's gonna at all phase me. I have confidence in that. If we see like a 34K Bitcoin, which is probably, some of you are probably shitting your pants thinking about that. If we even see this, I'd be surprised. I think that the diminishing returns to the upside is going to be mirrored to the downside. Yeah, that is actually 72%. 72%, that'd be less than this. The diminishing returns to the upside, I believe, is going to have diminishing returns to the downside, which means I think our lows are never going to get lows like they used to. I don't think we're going to get 75, 80, 85% corrections. I have nothing to base this on other than a hunch, but like maybe we'll see like a 50% retracement, right? That's just like a hunch. Don't go off of that. I'm just saying. The rules changed up. The rules have been changing, and they definitely changed this cycle. And so we got to keep our eyes and ears open. And then Trump effect polarized people in crypto. Yeah, crypto did get really political and weird. It did. It's very anti-crypto to get political. Crypto is not political. ETF and institutions, why isn't clout full yet? I guess, but I would assume ETFs have huge outflows right now. Institutions, I don't know. Realistically, it's begun collapsing, and realistically, it's done this every 4 years, like clockwork. It just doesn't happen in one flush. Like, look at 2021 and look at 2022. This took, if this is the price action we've seen and we're in this breakdown, it took a whole nother consolidation or distribution phase to drop another leg down. And then we had an even longer distribution phase into the bottom. So we'd have like 1, 2, 3 more drops like this, just to mirror last time. And it would just be the same thing. It'd be the same song and dance. One thing I'm very grateful for right now is that Bitcoin is not traded lower during this live stream. I'm very grateful. I kind of wish it would, because it would be good. It'd be a good stream. Also, the faster we go down, I believe, the faster we can get this over with. But at least it's held here for now. Knock on wood. CME gap might be crazy. I should set an alert on my phone to post that. Something happened in Iran? I don't know. Did it? Can't see the price of Bitcoin on your screen. It's over here. Is it too small? It's right here. It could be too small. I did up the resolution to 1440p, and because I have a new monitor, and it made everything really small. Is that better? 200 week by October, probably. I mean, at this pace, what else is there to bet on, right? There's very little bull case right now, which is getting me bullish, baby. Very little bull case to go on. Where are you? I'm from India. I'm in the US, my friend. How do I think this move will affect Sailor and MicroStrategy? I don't think it will. Maybe MicroStrategy will go down more. We can open up MicroStrategy too. I don't think it really will. Despite everyone's kind of like weird fantasy kink about MicroStrategy, I don't know, like getting liquidated or like whatever it is. I don't think that any of that's gonna happen. I don't think so. MicroStrategy continue to trend down to 100? Probably. Man. When will I start buying? I could go into that idea. When am I going to log in? So first and foremost, like, I'm always transparent with you guys. I have exchange partners, FEMX, BY DeFi. You can sign up with them, no KYC, etc. Links in the description below. It helps support me because they're affiliate links. I make some of my yearly revenue in Bitcoin, like as commission. And exchanges aren't the only ones. I make some percent. I don't know what it is. I DCA actively because I don't sell that. Almost everybody in this space that makes commissions that way instantly market orders it and gets cash. I don't. Should I? Probably. But I kind of just keep that as my eternal DCA. So I'm always stacking. Even when I say like I'm not buying here, I'm always stacking like every day in some degree because I have to pay taxes on that. I have to take that out of other money, etc. I'm always DCAing in that sense. But where will I deploy like real capital? I can talk to you guys about that today. It's not a bad idea. 24-hour billions in liquidations. Yeah, we keep seeing those numbers. It's just like I'm numb to it. So where would I buy? The 200 week, not a bad spot to look for purchasing. 58K, lower than some of you want to see it. The 200 week though, until the last bear market, the 200 week was the golden child, right? Like all the way, all of this, the 200 week was just the golden child. It was the spot to look for along. In 22, when it broke and spent time underneath it, it kind of invalidated that thesis, but it is still a great guide. It's absolutely a great guide still. Currently set 58,000. It's not a bad spot. The problem with 58,000 or the 200 week is it could take all year to get there. We didn't hit the 200 week in 2022 until June. Actually, so that's not that far away. It could take months. It could take all year. And during that time, the 200 week is going to move up. It's going to continue moving up. By the end of the year, the 200 week. By the end of the year, if price stayed above it, the 200 week would be around 75K. That's kind of crazy. But I don't think the 200 week is how it used to be, where it's like all in, great spot. Look for the bounce. I think it's a great area to signal or even begin layering in to start a strategy around. New to crypto, just buy Bitcoin. I mean, it's funny, brother. I love your brother nature. It's funny because, man, that's like all we preached here for years, and everyone hated it. Do you guys remember how much, like, just, I don't know, how much we got shit on even as a channel? Because it's like we weren't shilling alts and NFTs, and like, it's like, oh, you're just shilling your boomer coin and blah, blah. And it's like all of those people got absolutely trashed. And there was so much objection to it while making content that I slowly just subconsciously moved away from it, like saying it all the time, because it was always met with negativity and like just bad vibes. And all throughout this, it's aged well. It's like, I got to get back on that. I should have never stopped preaching that. Hindsight made it all correct. You still hate Bitcoin. I feel you, bro. DCA, your occasional spot trader, Foxy or G. Who's going to win the Royal Rumble? The Royal Rumble. I don't know. Imagine holding alts, dude. I mean, I haven't really bought many alts over the last bajillion years now, but I still got my alts from 17. Ooh, long adamantium. Okay. So where would I start? How would I add? How would I throw capital in here? It's a really good question. I know I've answered it before, but we can look into this again. Let's go back to the clean chart. The clean chart that we're working on has the secrets. Bitcoin, dude, this is not looking great. Nothing has changed since we started the stream. Where would I look to add? Well, you know, where I would look to add is going to be upsetting to people. My thesis on adding Bitcoin in size has fundamentally always been the same. And that thesis is essentially pick prices that would scare you. Prices that, like, name a price. Everybody has it. It's different for everyone. Name a price. You can put it in chat. You can say it in your mind. You don't have to. That would just make you think it's over. Like the Bitcoin, like you couldn't handle it. For me, that price is probably down here. Like if Bitcoin traded under 3,000, I don't know what I would do. I have no idea what I'd do. That's probably the price for me. I don't have that price as much anymore. Unrealistic. But typically those are the prices that I think the big limit orders should be deployed at. Typically. I also am a fan of undershooting. So the way I was really successful going into 21 is I just started the channel, the YouTube channel. I had to sell Bitcoin for like the first time to like kind of keep it floating here. And as I took profits here, and I didn't sell the top guys, all I did was basically set limit sell orders on the way up. So I did like 8K, 9K, 10K, 11K, 12K, 13K, whatever. Just like chopped up thousands. As those filled and I had to use that for the channel, expenses and shit and life, I replaced limit buys down. And so what I did is I started putting them at prices that I didn't think would ever hit and that would scare me. And for me at the time at like 10, 11, 12, 14K, I was like, okay, 6,000 would freak me out. 6,000 would freak me out. 5,000 would freak me out. And all I did was go 6,000, 555, 454, 353. Like, I just did this all the way down, and I had limit buys very far down. A lot of them didn't fill. But I genuinely never thought that these would fill. Like, I thought maybe like the 6Ks or whatever could. But like the 4.5, the 4, the 3.5, I was like, no chance in hell. So I'll put them there. And I just left limit buy orders there. One day I woke up in March and I filled a bunch of them and I barely could believe it. I woke up, I freaked out because I was like, Bitcoin's going to zero. And then I opened up my Coinbase and I was like, I just got crazy fills. And by then, of course, price had already bounced like a huge amount. And that's how I was really successful going into 21. I would likely take the same approach if I was in that position now, is I would look what price is going to scare me. I would bet a lot of you guys is going to be like 50. I bet a lot of you guys, if you saw 50K break, it would break your soul. I mean, new guys, not the OGs. You could make it as simple as layering orders, 50K, 45K, 40K, like whatever you think. I think that's the best strategy. The added bonus to putting buys at prices you're scared of is when they fill, then you kind of celebrate. Instead of being freaked out at that price because you're acknowledging that would scare you. You're like, ooh, I got it really cheap. I didn't think I'd ever get it that cheap. But let me circle back. Where would I start deploying capital? Let me look at their tracement at 30. I also have very little interest in like going big at like 50K or something. Because like I said, I've stacked Bitcoin this entire time. Honestly, for like 8 years. But I don't really like 70K, 60K. Like they might be really good buys for some of you. It depends where your portfolio is and your cost basis. But for me, like I'm not really interested. I would be very interested at 30. 76% retracement. I don't really think that we're going to get there, though. It's possible. I don't really think that we're going to get there. Under 30, I would start really moving around money. I would like create liquidity for myself. 25K, I'd be a big buyer. At 25K, I'd probably deploy 6 figures. At 30K, I don't know. I like 10 to like 50 grand maybe. I'd probably put it as buys. At 25K, I might put it like 100 grand. I might put like all of my cashes. I wouldn't do it in chunks like that. I would layer it. I would put it in. That's likely where I would look to buy. And I'm just gonna hope I don't get to, right? I've had years and years and years of buying. If I don't get to buy again at prices I like, I'm okay with that. I'm fine with that. Just have to accept it. Bitcoin's still trash. And you'd be interested at $10. Hell yeah. Put a limit order, baby. Stay away from alts unless you're a pro trader. Stay away from alts, maybe, period, even if you are a pro trader. Solana, difference in trading bot performance? I think Solana probably has no liquidity anymore, and bots are probably getting wrecked. What's up, Philly Skills? What's up, Rob Scott, my guy? Welcome to the Crown Crew, my friend. What's up, Miguel, Johnny Boyka, Ahmed, John Ogle, Yoshimane, Mamoon, Can, Fantastic Planet. If you're out there and you haven't hit the like button yet, do it, or you're not invited to my birthday party. Hit the like button. Subscribe, your name will pop up right above me. I'll shout you out. This is our second stream in 2 days. This is an emergency spice stream. Bitcoin breaking down. Losing November's low. You hate to see it. Not showing any signs of strength yet. Lower numbers are, let's be real, very likely ahead. April's low at 74,000. Very likely downside target. Price isn't too far from there. We went over a really interesting concept. I'll reiterate it really quickly here. A little tinfoil hat conspiracy going on. I know you guys love this shit. I'm not a conspiracy guy. I know you guys love it. Here you go. Kind of interesting. This happened, of course, for silver over the course of a few days. But look at silver. Silver topped out at 122. And by the way, we called it. I'm not going to gloat. It's not the time for gloating about that. But we called the fucking top in silver. Let's be real. I still think it's going to break eventually. But we called it moving on. 122. Traded down to 74.40. Right? Now follow me here. Bitcoin traded, and this is over the course of months, from 126, now at 75.7. April's low is at what number? 74.4. if we simplify, if we just divide by 100, we simplify the Bitcoin numbers to make it easier in our head. We can say that this traded from 126 now to 75. If it hits April's low, it'll hit 74.4. Again, reiterating silver 122 to 74.4. I don't know. It just seems like way too close to be coincidence. Bitcoin down at the low here at a 40% swing from high to low. I can't see that. High to low. 40%, right? 38, 39, 40. Silver from its high. 38, 39. I don't know, dudes. Silver wicked at 74.4, and that is April's low on Bitcoin. It's weird. I'm going to be keeping an eye on that. That is some interesting chart debauchery that is not super common. You don't see things like that. It really did stand out to me when I saw those numbers. Like, I saw an alert go off my phone for 74.4 on silver, and I was like, wait, I thought of like April's low on Bitcoin. I was like, wasn't that April's low? It's weird. Coincidence? I don't think so. I don't know. Here's the thing: is I don't think it's coincidence. We'll see. We'll see like on Monday, right? We'll see if there's a correlation. If Bitcoin continues dumping today, which looks really likely, whether it's today or tomorrow or Monday, whatever, looks really likely. 74.4 is right here. Right here. If it hits that and bounces, this would be really cool. Well, let's say if it hits this, right? And then silver opens Monday and rallies. I think you can start looking for a correlation there. You can start maybe looking for silver leading in some kind of move, right? Silver comes off of 74, moves up. Maybe Bitcoin then looking to do the same. We need to have more like confirmation of this before we can start using this in a trading manner. But I'm paying attention to it. I got my eye on it. It's something. Let's investigate it. Who's going to buy at these prices? My brother in Bitcoin. My brother in Bitcoin. I have heard this. Who is going to buy at this price? I have heard this exact sentence my entire time in crypto. Literally every single move for 8 years has been, who's going to buy it? Who's going to buy Bitcoin at 10K? No one's going to buy it at 10K. Bitcoin went to 20K and then it went down. Who's going to buy it at 20K again? Nobody's ever going to buy it at 20K again. I'm not making fun of you. It's just like, I have heard this, no lie, no cap, on repeat, every single move. I don't know who, and the answer is I don't know who, but I guess people do, or they don't, and markets don't care about people buying. I don't know. You called 120 silver straight to 70s. That's a crazy call. That's an absolutely crazy call, John Wick. I will take some clout. I will take some clout at the 122. You guys saw me talk about 122 for a long ass time here. I said 122. I also talked about 100, but I said this is like a zone. 122 is the extension. This is it. Talked about possibilities of it ignoring it. We talked about possibilities of it backtesting 100, continuing, etc. But bros, we like, and it's the same analysis we use for everything. That's what I like about it. It's like we're not picking and choosing. We're not cherry picking. We're not finding what we want to find. It's like here you go. Silver, $49 down to March's low at 11. You use the fib extension. 1618 is right here at 122. Boom. Hit. And you know, like I said, I'm not going to claim that I knew that this would happen. I knew it'd sell off like that. No. I had confidence it would sell off maybe to 100. That's a pretty crazy move. 15, 20% move, right? That's a big move for silver. Yesterday it went way more. Ooh, I have something to pull up. I saw someone subscribed. What's up, brothers? What's up, Omni Coverage NI Beej? What's up, Beej? Rob Scott, Michael Braga. Keep subscribing, boys. Keep it coming. We're burning the midnight. Burning the midnight oils. Poor Tom Lee. Tom Lee must be riggedy wrecked. Where is this? Here we go. I would struggle to believe people who You know, John, I'm not calling you a liar. I would struggle to believe that anyone really called 122 to the 70s. And here's the reason. Here's the historical change of silver. This goes back to 1960, right? This wasn't even updated in time. You can see here, 24. It went 38. So it went all the way down here. Okay? And you probably can't see this chart totally. Let me see. There we go. There we go. As you can see, the previous most intense sell-off was like 18, 20. Which means if anyone was looking for 122, 270, they were looking for something that had literally never happened before in silver's history. Here is like the 20% retracement. Actually, 20% retracement brings you like right about 100. Kind of what I was looking for, back to 100. You were betting on 35. You're betting on the biggest silver downward move ever. Saying, I don't know. People might not have known that at the time in making that bet. Fair enough. Seems like a rough bet. I don't know though. You know, there's a bajillion analysts out there. That's one thing that you have to kind of accept too. Is if there's a billion analysts, which there aren't. If there's a billion opinions, one of them is gonna probably be right, no matter how outlier it is. But were they really right? Like, were those people actually right in that sense? Or was it just like statistically bound to happen with enough guesses? Like, were they really right? Did they really know it? It seems like probably not if nobody else saw it coming. I don't know. I don't want to get off topic there. What's up, Arf Butt? What's up, bro? Nice bounce. Yeah, not a bad bounce. I was saying this looks like shit, but Bitcoin literally right here, right now, breaking out on the 1 minute time frame. Keep your pants on. Breaking out on the 1 minute here. Can make this line. Maybe this make it a little cleaner. I'll just keep it sloppy. Let's go to like the 5 minute. A little breakout there. Yeah, I'm not ready to say sell off over, but I will say that looks much better than it did even just a few minutes ago. Let's do it this way. I was commenting how shit it looked right here. Nice little surprise. Broke to a higher high. That's not bad. Off of a higher low, higher high. Don't love that it's rejecting here, but keep going. Dead cat bounce gas hacker could be. What about Eth, please? Eth looks cooked. Poor Tom Lee, or whatever. Tim Lee. Tim Lee? People talk about Sailor and like Sailor selling Bitcoin. Guys, remember, even right here at 77,000, right? After all this downside, it's 40% from the high. Sailor's still in profit. You motherfuckers are all about fetishing over Sailor selling. He's technically still at profit, or like maybe break even now. I forget what the exact number is. Like, now on this sell-off. Tim Lee, or whatever his name, Ethereum guy, how much is he down now? How far is he down? Holy, he must be cooked. Didn't he start buying it like here? He must be cooked. Your long's looking good. Let's go. Let's go, man. Balls of steel. Ethereum, on November sell-off, we were looking for 2,500 and it didn't hit. We almost gave up on it. This was looking actually really good. Ethereum very hard faked this out here. This was a really good setup to see continuation. Unfortunately, Ethereum seems to be cursed by 3,300. It just like cannot get away from that number. That is just an insane rejection. 2,500 got nuked. It came and we got nuked. Giggity. All the way down directly. Ethereum must be watching our streams or something, because look at this shit. Stop loss here was at 2,249. It went to 2,239. That's actually silly. It's perhaps silly. All of our daily moving averages are above us. Cannot say any of that looks good. Ethereum versus Bitcoin looks bad. I'll look over that again. Here's maybe the only redeeming factor of Ethereum, and I am actually surprised here. Ethereum's at the 200 week. Ethereum's at the 200 week moving average right now. That's like if Bitcoin was at 58,000. As of January 26, Tom Lee's farm Bitmine holds over 4 million ETH, accumulated at an average price roughly 28 to 32. Let's say 28 to be generoso. At the wick low today, he was down 22% on 6 billion. Wait. 4 million times. I didn't do this math. 4 million times 20. 7. I guess I'll do the current price. 9 billion. Ooh. Is it 9 billion? It's probably down. How many billion is he down? 22%. Down 2.2 billion maybe. Yeesh. But Ethereum's at the 200 week. This is kind of interesting. Maybe this is even an interesting signal, right? Ethereum has spent some time under its 200 week moving average, but honestly, not quite like Bitcoin. Not quite like Bitcoin. Didn't look like it wanted to stay under the 200 week in the last bear market. We saw it briefly trade below in March. Here we are, huh? I need a fresh chart on this. Is so busy. But now the 200 week, that's weird. Untested since June of last year. I'm going to make a fresh chart on Ethereum here quick. Got-y. What's up, bros? Do I think Bitcoin Gold is going down farther? We can move back into Bitcoin Gold in a second. I did go over it, but we can take another look at it. Rehash. Ethereum's at the 200 week, which is surprising to me. Here's another little tid-tab, a little dib-dab for you. Put this in your Benjamin. Put that in your hopium Benjamin. Check this out. Ethereum right at the 618. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy. I didn't expect that. Not only is that the 618, it has the 200 week as confluence. Huh. Interesting. This way. $200 week at the Benjamin. Why is it not over there? I hate you trading. Yeah, sometimes TradingView is just a dick. Okay. You have to make me fake it. There we go. And at the 200 week. Interesting. That's like tweet-worthy. I had that at 1.6 lean regression channel. At the bottom of it today. That's the bottom of your channel. Interesting. Send you the chart you don't know where. Crypto Sayaro. You guys can send any kind of charts. Send them all. In the Discord. Discord.gg/TomCrown. Just jump in there. You have to do a little verify bot to help keep scammers out. But just put it in the general chat. Tag me. You guys can always tag me in that Discord. If you need to verify, you think I'm asking you to send me money. I don't know. You can always verify if something is me or real. Only in the Discord. It's the only real place you can do that. I think this is tweetable. This is some solid Ethereum hopium. This is like A grade. This is headies. Some headies Ethereum. There we go. It's interesting. Ethereum hits macro. This is more TA-ish than I've been doing. Interesting. I'll post that. Although Twitter, whatever, X, has crushed crypto. Crypto gets 0 reach now on X. There's the link. I can't believe this shit. I feel you, Jets. I can't believe it either. We'll go back to Bitcoin in a second. We'll go to gold Bitcoin, but here we are looking at Ethereum. We're going to wrap up Ethereum again. We'll come back to it at some point. Making a clean chart. Ethereum versus BTC. This is the biggest mix-up for me today. This is what I did not expect. This has caught me a little off guard. I didn't expect Ethereum to break down against Bitcoin in the shorter term. I was still looking for a move to 0.05. Guys, you got to remember, I mean, I make banger calls, but I also get shit wrong, guys. I don't not psychic. I was looking for this move for months. This breakdown, very unexpected for me. Losing support here, and this is a major support. Losing support here really does look downward to like 0.025, which is not a huge move downward. But what it is a reversal. Like it's the continuation of a downward trend when this chart was begging to complete the move. That could, if this doesn't recover quickly, trade back above 0.3, like this, you know, not like this week. That could be the local top. We could be, you know, look at a high enough time frame. Could be then looking for a retest of our support, which makes Ethereum wrecked. Like wrecked, bro. Riggedy wrecked. If it trades down to 0.18, honestly ever, which I think ever it's going to no matter what. That is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4 tests of support. Each test of support has brought in sellers earlier and earlier and earlier in that scenario. This will be the 4th macro test. Remember, supports each time and resistances every time they're tested are weakened, and the probability of them breaking on the future test increases. Ethereum will have painted, as it already kind of has, a flat bottom descending high trend against Bitcoin, and that points to lower. We're getting ahead of ourselves. I'm getting a little too bearish, a little too ahead. But this is why I find this so significant. This is closer to reality if FBTC doesn't recover, which is weird because dominance also has dropped. All right, no, it's back to green. It's back to a little green. FBTC dropping almost always means dominance is rallying. You guys want to know really quick? I'm going to move on. What's interesting here? Every time something big has happened, this is why we do not follow narratives on this channel, why we don't follow news, hype, whatever. Every time Ethereum has had something fundamentally extremely bullish narrative-wise for it, it has reflected on this chart incredibly bad. Look, here is where the spot ETF happened for Ethereum, literally at the breakdown of this pair. Right here, at the breakdown. So spot ETF, first one for Ethereum, second ETF ever for crypto. That's what it did. Back here, I believe it was right here, like December of 21. Remember what happened here? I told you guys that I thought that this was sabotage. And day 0, before it even happened, I said, I think this is sabotage. I think they're trying to destroy Ethereum. This was the transition to this was the merge. The merge to proof of stake, POS, proof of stake. Every time something macro narrative wise happens for it, it has been bad, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Bitcoin, back to the corn. Buy a new wife with that sweet, sweet short money, with that bear money, baby. Back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin did not. Rejected from this 1 minute trend line. Now trading lower. Yeah, still in bearatory. 74.4 sitting below us. Looking pretty good. Nothing better than making bank shorting strategy. Congrats. Make that money, baby. I sense a plot to destroy the Jedi. Execute Order 66. The Jedi must die. Yeah, I think they are trying to kill the Jedi. You think crypto comes 0-0? Lots of zeros there in a few months. Down with the noob. I like that bullishness. Strategy has 7,190 Bitcoin that they trade an average of $76 for. Looks like they're going down like the Titanic. Well, I'm gonna be honest. Let's exist in reality here. We have heard this. For months at this point, right? How long have we been hearing Sailor is wrecked? Sailor's gonna, like, when did the Sailor liquidation shit? When was that being talked about? If their average is 76,000, take a look at the chart here. That means even after this move, that essentially killed the space sentiment wise, price action wise. 40% down from the high. After this move, what is going on? Sailor is still up 1.4%. Sailor is up 1.4% on almost 720,000 Bitcoin. People are saying he's cooked. He's still up. He's still above his average. That doesn't sound that cooked. Tom Lee, or whatever his name, Tim Lee, the Ethereum Bitmine people, they're looking a little more cooked. They're down 2 billion. But like, it's still they have been in profit constantly minus 2 minutes. Minus 2 minutes. There's been 2 minutes they've been down. They were down 1.7%. I don't know. I'm just existing in reality. They're not really that cooked. They're not so cooked. You know what I mean? Bitcoin continues to go down. Things can change. But I'm saying at this moment, we have been hearing this constantly. And like, that just today, they were underwater for a second. That's it. Sailor's not that cooked. It's not doing too bad, actually. Like, how many billions of dollars in this asset did he get? What's going to be interesting here is like, do those OTC buys that he's been making and got sold into every time, does that finally come into play here as Bitcoin sells off? Does it find strength at higher numbers because of it? Or does it find weakness in selling kind of in this area, right? Logically, could it find weakness in this area and selling? It could, due to the just insane amount of supply that Sailor has removed from the market at this average. Could. Is it hopium? Hell yeah, it's hopium. We're serving it up hot and fresh. But like, we didn't see an impact from Sailor's buys. I would say we maybe saw a negative impact from Sailor's buys all throughout the bull run. I would say we saw no impact or negative. Now here we are selling off. Maybe we see something, right? Maybe it comes into play. I don't know. This is just things to kind of keep our senses open to. Kind of like keep our eyes peeled. His average price, 1%. He's up like $500 million still. Yeah. I mean, it's just like people have been speaking about Sailor and that big supply. I get anxiety over it. I don't love it either. I get it. I understand. But people have been kind of talking about it as if they've been underwater since the all-time high, right? Like since 126K, like as soon as we dumped, it was like people were like, up, Sailor's screwed. They've been up the whole time. Like after all this drawdown, now they're at break even or up $500 million. It's like, it's weird. It's interesting. I don't know. The best stone ever. What's up, bro? At this point, you don't care if you lose all your money. Oh, well, you know, once you let go, once you like truly drive the sword through that emotional attachment, it sounds like a bad karate movie, but that's when you can, like, that's actually honestly when you like can achieve mastery in something. When you let go. I have gone through that. I faced that back in 2018 when Bitcoin crashed to 3K. I was down like 85%, and I was like, I don't even care. I don't care if I lose all my money. I'm just gonna keep putting my money in it. Sorry feeling that way though, man. You're not alone. We're here. Bull run doesn't continue until Sailor gets knocked out. Big players don't want to buy and make him wealthy. Blue Ace could be true. Again though, guys, we keep making these Sailor comments. Sailor's still in profit. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like let's wait until Sailor's like actually down to like say that Sailor, you know, is like in a position or not. I think that makes sense. Another leg down today, Thew. Another leg down looks very likely. What happened today? That's the bajillion-dollar question that, you know, I wish I had an answer to. Looks likely. 74.4 looks likely. 74K in general. Looks likely. Lost the wife to much older and bald yield coin staker. Oh my. Guys, it's just do yourself a favor. Well, I guess I don't know what the favor is. What is the optimal move here? I was gonna say don't tell your like spouses and stuff about markets being down, but that might not be the answer. do this. Be aware of how you present it to them. And hopefully you've tuned into this channel and you've been able to calm down and disconnect a little bit. Make sure you're disconnected emotionally from the moment when you bring it up. And do your best not to put the weight on them. Like, I think you know what I mean. Don't do it. Try to make sure you're not dragging them down, even though maybe you're feeling bad. They just aren't going to react well. They're not experiencing this with you. They don't feel it. They likely want to be there for you, but they don't know how. That's what we're here for. You know, that's what the boys are for. But maybe just don't even tell them. Maybe just let this one slip. Cash is a position. That's true, Nimoy. I don't think it's a crazy idea. I always have some cash position. I practice what I preach. I tell you guys, I'm never all in, never all out. I think that's the successful way to trade. I always have a cash position. Kick the spammer. Which one? Oh, the Russian guy. Yeah, just time him out. Just tell him the market's on sale. Exactly. He can't sell. He needs liquidity. I mean, he certainly couldn't sell all of his Bitcoin at this price right here. He could go to an exchange and market sell it and clear the books down to zero, and then we'd probably see the craziest rally we've ever experienced in Bitcoin. What's with Solana? Dude, Solana is definitely wrecked. But it has nothing to do with Solana. The king. The king said take a knee, and everybody's taking a knee. That's what's happening. Oh, yeah, Adams, my bad. XRP. I'll pull up XRP for you. You're not alone, bro. XRP... It feels like every person who got into crypto over the last year and a half or 2 years got heavily into XRP. XRP BTC looking like dog shit as I've been kind of saying to you guys, look like dog shit. Swung low here. Technically held on to support to the low from June. Likely due for some kind of little recovery bounce here, but that looks pretty. This looks shit. I'm not gonna lie. If we ignore the wick here, this chart is really bearish. If we ignore the wick, adding in the wick, I don't really know if it like makes it any more or less bearish. I think it just is noise though. So let's do this. Taking out that wick, I think you can see a little bit more clearly what's going on with this chart. Anything can change. Silver dumped 40% in one day. Nobody saw that coming. Things can change in a minute, very quickly. But as this stands, this chart looks like shit. This is XRP's value versus Bitcoin. This chart looks like shit, and it reminds me a lot of Ethereum versus Bitcoin for the same reasons. A lot of coins looking this way. 1, 2, 3, 4 hits of support. Technically 5, maybe. We'll say 4. On a very big time frame. Months, quarters. Each test has brought sellers in earlier. There's a double top. It brought sellers in earlier. Support being weakened and weakened and weakened and weakened. Sellers coming in earlier. What do we get? We get this. It's the same thing we looked about on Ethereum. This is all potential, right? Like I said, anything's possible. Anything can change. But this is just what we're looking at the moment. Ethereum losing that support against Bitcoin. Sellers coming in earlier, driving price down. That's where I'm at right now with a lot of pairs. The hopium is that these pairs don't have to go up for price to go up. These can go down if Bitcoin appreciates or goes up. Then these can go up in dollar value. It's not the best bet. Let's go over to the dollar pair. Not that much different from the Bitcoin pair. We did lose 181. Here we go. Finally, I never get to do this, but I'm going to say it. My XRP sell is finally in profit after a year and a half, maybe 2 fucking years. Finally in profit. I sold most of my XRP at $2 on the run up in November. Watched it continue to buy back, and now I had 1 day in October where that was true, and like 1 day in April where I was in profit. Did not feel good. Was not fun to watch this rally. Let's see. That's not great. Even if we discount the October wick, XRP still broke below April. Not a great look. You're going to find bullish divergence at your lows, likely. I wouldn't bet. I wouldn't take that trade, though. There could be a scalp back to $2. What I don't see is a really clean bounce back to 2 in rejection. I could see that. By the way, it's not because I sold there. It's because that was the previous high from the last run. Man, that did not. That looks cursed. Dude, where is the 736? Not loving it. Not McDonald's. 200 week moving average at $1.11. How are we feeling? I don't want to FUD anything specific. I don't want to FUD any chart like personally. You know, I don't want to FUD any chart specifically. The market's fucking tanking, bro. There's nothing in crypto not going down. You want me to shit on something else? There we go. Solana. Solana more wrecked than XRP, I would say. Solana freaking. So many of these held us. You had us in the first half. You had us for a little bit there, charts, and then you just, man, you took the whimsy out. I can't believe that rejected. That's insanity. Solana traded all the way back down to April's low. Not quite, actually. Still holding it slightly. All right, maybe slightly better off than XRP because it held April's low for now. 94.10. God, that's ugly. My alts are just direct, guys. Don't worry. Here we go. Here we go. What's up, Paulo? What's up, Paulo? Here we go. We have been waiting. We had talked about this in the past. Have been waiting. You can see 124 wrecked. That long wrecked, of course. But that play was looking for like 190. Here we are. We were talking 124 breaks. All you got is like $100 entry. Boom, $100 filled. Stop under April's low didn't happen yet. Ooh, this is playable. It's sketchy, but it's playable. At this point, I don't know if it's smarter to just look to close at 124. Maybe I won't make that call yet, but one thing that is cool is a lot of the charts we've looked at today, you guys have been like, when can we enter, when can we short, when can we long? And, you know, it's like, well, here's values that could take, you know, whatever amount of time to get to. They're far away. Here's one in real time that's at entry. Solana's at 101. The entry's at 100. I mean, that's damn close. I don't know if 190 is still the target. Maybe it is. Maybe it still could be. You have to absolutely see a little bit more of the market turnaround. This is a play. It's a play that is viable. You know? Am I short on the corn? I can take it. I'll take a small play here. Small. Let's see. At 100. Limit at 100. I'm doing it at exactly 100. Cross isolated. Like $1,000 trade. 1,000 to 10x, $10,000 trade. That seems a little big. I like the round numbers. I'll do 5. I'll do 5. Let me be a bitch. TP stop loss. So TP looking at 90. Damn, that'll be liquidated by 90. At 10x, that's already liquidated. 96.2. I'll do 90 for 30. We're seeing all these like 440s. Let's do 94.30. Take profit at 125. What are we looking at? 285 downside, 1200 upside. What if I do 119? 900 upside. This is like a 3-to-1. I'll do it. I'll do it for the content. For the contents. That's not even a big trade. Nah, I got my risks, got my rewards. This one's riggedy wrecked. Here we are, dude. That's a ballsy move. I don't recommend that at home. Here we go. Bitcoin holding on, moving sideways, looking to retest that trend line. Just dump already, bro. That long might work. It might. It's crazy enough to work. It's crazy enough to work. But it's peanut butter jelly time. That's crazy. Honestly, the only reason, guys, the only reason that I took a little tickle here, like I'm controlling my risk. My max loss is $300. Like I'm okay if I lose that. The only reason I'm taking this is simply because I know for months and months and months, we did this same analysis. I kept thinking we were going here. We didn't. Maybe we are now. But for months and months and months, there was validity here at 125, 124, 125, and then validity here. There's liquidity, validity, whatever, for a long trade. This was planned out so long ago. To see it hit and to have the opportunity to like still enter it, I'm going to take it. I'm going to bite. But I'm controlling my risk. Look, I'm losing $300. I'm not going to even lose 1% of my portfolio if I lose this. This is like pennies. Pennies for my portfolio. Be careful. I want to look at the BTC pair quick. Did not break down on the BTC pair either. That's weird. I mean, it broke down, but it didn't break April's low. Still looking for that full retracement down here. Back to the corn. Corn retesting the descending trend. Let's go. Ethereum doing nothing. Best of luck to me. You know, maybe it's just fuel for the fire. It's just my sacrifice. Can I look at BNB? We can look at BNB. Michael Saylor official. How you doing today? You sweating it out, Michael? Tell us. The knife fell. Pick it up. No, that's. You love seeing noobs in crypto. We haven't had many, but yeah. Been trading since 2009. That's a long trader. That's a long time trading. Why you guys stop fighting. Stop fighting. Don't call each other noobs. Catching a fallen knife. Yeah. I mean, that's a knife. My hands, I see the blood already. Don't fight. We have enough shit going on today in the world, man. That's it. If anybody's fighting, we'll just kick them out. Just chill. We'll chill. I'm not blaming anybody for the fight. With the political climate, do I think deploying cash into a speculative asset is wise? Nah, probably not, bro. Probably not. Probably is not. But I've deployed capital into this asset for almost a decade. Damn. There's no help in crypto. That is very true. Better be super lucky or have like an AI trading bot. I have never seen an AI trading bot do anything except lose money. Just print losses. Did I leverage that soul buy? Yeah. I'll bring it back up. The reason I'm going to make sure you guys see this is I don't want people being confused by it. I don't want people thinking like being misrepresented. I don't want them losing money. So I placed a limit buy order on Sol at 100. It is on 10x, which is more leverage than I typically use. $1,000 margin. Wait, $500 margin. All right. $500 margin. My stop loss already set at 93 something. My max loss is $300. My max gain is 900. It's like a 3-to-1 trade. I have the take profit set right here at 119. I have the stop loss right here, like whatever it was, 94.3. This is a small trade. It is on leverage, but my maximum loss is very contained for me. I'm not putting big chunks of my portfolio into this on leverage or something, guys. It's just like, honestly, this trade is kind of just for fun, for content. Bitcoin retesting the trend line here. Maybe looking to attempt a little breakout again. This looks like dog shit. No crying in the casino. I'll cry in the goddamn casino if I want to cry in the casino. Tell you. Don't tell me what to do in the casino. You love times like this. What's up, Bones Jones? You know what, man? I used to really hate times like this. I see we lost some viewers. I used to hate times like this. But with the way it's been over the last 4 or 5 years, I'll take this. I mean, like, I want it to go up. I want to be excited. want my portfolio to go up. I like it when everybody's winning. But I'll take this. I'll take this over what? Like, we were getting to the point on these streams in December where I was like, guys, there's just nothing to talk about. Like, it hasn't gone up, hasn't gone down. Like, maybe like one or two alts were doing like something, and it's like there's just nothing to do. And it was hard to make content. I'm in a weird spot though. If you guys are feeling anxious about your investments in crypto, just imagine me. Not only am I like 100% of my net worth in crypto, right? I also have my career here. I put all my eggs in one basket. Would not recommend it. Has it done well? Yes, I've done very well. My life has changed greatly over these years, but wouldn't recommend it. You don't need to take on this much risk. You don't need to put this many eggs in a basket. You can still do really well without doing that. Wouldn't recommend it. What's up, Paulo, Lemes, Cypher, Marin, Igor, Dinovia, Marku? Who else subscribed? If you're out there and you're just stumbling into this channel, make sure you're subscribed. Hit the like button, vote in the poll, say hello. You found the right community. We're going through it today. We're going through it together. Wait till US Open, yeah. Sweating bullets, Shroomy? If you're sweating bullets, you're over-leveraged or overexposed for sure. Real men let the casino close. Yeah, real men let the casino decide for them. Stop loss is a sign of low test. That's funny as fuck. Don't front run with the bonus money. What's that? Japan carry trade. Yeah, we were looking at it. Dude, that's just not my area of expertise. Like, we looked at it yesterday when we streamed, and it was up or it was down. It's just like not a huge amount of volatility there for what happened across markets. Like, this was up 1% maybe. Exactly. Macro. Nothing invalidated on the macro. Like, I don't know. It does look like it wants to pump its brains out. I might have to do some homework on it. Is there any trade in Bitcoin, Rich? Oh, man. Right here at this price, I think it's a bad bet. We have discussed theoretically. Remember, I don't give financial advice. Don't blindly follow my trades. I got the receipts, guys. I don't always win. But we got these theoretical trades. Unfortunately, none of them can be taken right now. Looking for a potential short at 84. That's where CME closed trading on Friday. Likely looking at a gap opening on CME into Monday or Sunday night. And the move back to 84 for a short might be solid, might be a play. So we have that short sitting up there at 84. I should probably put these as orders too and take them. Then potentially a long. Now, a more aggressive trader could be looking at like 44.4. That's exactly April's low. Not for me. 71.3. I'm liking 71.3. So I think a long to 84 or a short from 84 to 71.3 is possible. Unfortunately, nothing here on Bitcoin. No trade here in the immediate on Bitcoin, in my opinion. This is playing with fire. Could work out, but it's just not my style of trading. What's up, Reef D and Roger? Thanks for subscribing, bros. Welcome. I don't know what the hell's happening into February, but something's happening into February. Something big is going to happen tomorrow. Mark my words. Something big is going to happen. Starting to go back up a little bit. I'm curious what crypto's pricing and what silver and gold were pricing in Friday. I really do want to know. Now, if Sol doesn't fill my $100 bid, I'm going to cry. No, I'm not really going to cry. I am kind of trolled by these 5-minute candles looking at it, though. I don't know why it never wants to load this. Check this out. These 5-minute candles, look at that. Only on the bottom, only on the very lowest point, did it trade under 100. Well, and the next one. It popped right back above. Should I chase it up? And I'm giving up 2% now. I'm going to do it. Is Bill Gates arrested yet? I don't know. Arrest them all. Arrest everybody. Arrest, we're not going to get into this topic too much. Arrest them all. I don't care who's there. Anybody who is doing those terrible things, right to jail. Just right to jail. I don't care who they are. I don't care if they're Satoshi Nakamoto. I don't care if They're my best friend. Right to jail, bud. Arrest them all. What was I gonna do? Potential little breakout here. This is the best shot. This is the best attempt that it's made so far. Hasn't quite pushed past the high earlier, but it's trying, bros. Money flow into the green for the first time since the sell-off. RSI back up. Yes, there we go. Slightly higher high coming in. Just traded slightly higher than our attempt earlier. The more important thing maybe here is low time frame. We're very zoomed in. We did break this downtrend. Putting candles up above it, hitting a higher high. That is not quite a all-time, right back to all-time high run it signal, but it is the first step in a reversal. If you're going to have a reversal, that's the first step. Take it. It's a dead cat bounce only. I mean, this hasn't even dead cat bounced yet. Dead cat bounce. If we were to see a dead cat bounce off of this, I mean, I think minimum 81. I think like 84, 81. Down. This has not bounced at all yet. This is still just down, in my opinion. Yeah, look at the 4-hour candles. Like, boop. Boop. You jinxed it. Silver's not moving right now, Robbie. Silver's not trading at the moment. Silver will resume trading Sunday at 1800 UTC. UTC? No. Nope, not 1800 UTC. 2300 UTC. It's not moving. DCA starts at 200W weekly MA. That's not, that's not a terrible strategy. People have brought that up. We've discussed it a little bit. You know what else you could look at? This one. You know what else you could look at? If you're looking for that 200 weekly to start DCAing, take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is actually now under its 200 week moving average. There you go. If you don't have volume, restart the YouTube app or window. Is the volume low? Shouldn't be. I would say, yeah, go ahead and restart it. No volume. Oh, I assume he means like no volume on the chart, not on YouTube. I don't use volume that often in crypto. Certainly I don't use it, in the way most traders do when they start trading, or even the way a lot of traders do. I don't use it as often, but this is not a bad time to look at volume. Now, my big issue with volume is always, it's just the volume local to the exchange. This is just Coinbase's volume. So this isn't Binance's volume and Kraken's volume and, whatever. Aggregated volume would be a much better signal and a much better indicator than just one exchange. But this isn't the worst time. This is not great. We've had solid volume actually in the last 3 days. We're gonna have a big 3-day volume candle likely, but we have traded now below November's low today, 5%, 6%, and you can see the volume is really, it's not there. We have 3 hours left. It's likely to settle up at about the same volume as yesterday, but like that is not the explosive volume that I would expect. Kind of like something on November here. Possibly that's because this is weekend volume. You can see November's dump was on Friday. That was weekday volume. Could be lower because of the weekend. I would expect this to be larger. Now, what might be, like I just said, the problems with this, maybe all that volume is over on Binance. Maybe it's over on Kraken. Maybe it's, maybe it's in perpetuals. What is up, guys? Keep subscribing. What's up, Chota, Sprinter, Nomads, Reef D? What's up, bro? What's up, fam? We're here. We're live. We're weathering the storm. We're getting through it together. We saw silver and gold collapse yesterday, and now we're watching our beloved corn shit the bed. Ooh, here we go. Really, really low time frame. Really, really low. On the 1 minute, here we are trading above the downtrend and maybe bumping and running. Well, we'll see. We'll see. Hold this low and you can see, you know, continued upside on this 1 minute time frame. Oh my. Oh, we are too zoomed in here. I wish silver and gold were trading right now. You will survive. You will. What's the problem? Somewhat normal for crypto? It's not. There's nothing that is important. There's nothing that Bitcoin has done here that is outside the norm. And I would say the only thing outside the norm that you could possibly point to is that it's like almost too calm. Bitcoin has like been like uncharacteristically calm. That is the only thing that is out of the norm. The downside, the moves, like these are slow. That's the only thing. Everything else is totally in the realm of normal. Buy now, check back in 20 years. Not a bad strategy, F7 or F8. What level does the trend reverse for Bitcoin officially? So what do you mean? Do you mean like from this fall here? From this fall here? I mean, say 79, 80K from this fall. If you're thinking bigger picture, oh man, I got bad news for you. If you're thinking bigger picture, bro, 100 and something K at this point, because we have a lower move. Trading up here could be a pivot instead of a rejection. We were looking for potentially before this sell-off at like 106 and down. Since we've broken this low, if we trade up here, that could be officially a pivot. If you want the most real shitty answer, it's the all-time high. I mean, you get a new all-time high, 126, and you've officially broken the downtrend. Nasty. Here we go. Sold under $100 yet? No, it's at 101.90. My order did not fill. Yeah. Knock on wood. Nice. We got over 1,000 some viewers here. Let's go, fam. It's good to see people come out. Unfortunate the circumstances that you have to come out on, but it's good to see people back engaged. Make sure you've liked and subscribed. If you're just jumping into the stream now, and we've been going for a while, but if you're just jumping in now, say hello. Let us know you're here. Where am I taking profit on Sol? So that was, I'll pull it up. This is a leverage position I just created and placed during the live here today. It is a very small position, guys. It's not maybe a great idea. My stop loss. Oh yeah, it's not open yet. Stop loss is at 94.3, so you can see I'm not looking to hold on to this position. You take profits at 119. Damn, even that's looking high now. Right about here. It is a very scalping position. Almost 2K viewers. Let's go. Yo, 𝐂𝐴, what's up, brother? There you are. I saw you streaming earlier. My guy. That is the same 𝐂𝐴, right? Let me get a channel. Yeah, there he is. My guy. Met that guy on Argorators we were playing. He was like, follow me on YouTube. I was like, oh, you got YouTube, bro? All right, I'll follow you. What's up, man? Smash that like button. Rename the channel to Tom Crash. No, I'm Tom Gold now. That sounds so sleazy. He's like a Vegas guy. Tom Gold. Change the name strategy so it no longer was micro. Dude, why did they do that? Why did they change it? It's such a weird idea. MicroStrategy is done. AB. MicroStrategy, bros, MicroStrategy is still in profit. This is the crazy part. People are fudding everywhere. And I got no skin in the game. I don't have any MicroStrategy shares. I think that's crazy. Why would I buy that over Bitcoin? But I have to address the FUD. Bros, they have how many billions in holdings? They're still in profit. It's still above their average. They're still green on those billions. They're probably up like $500 million. They're not cooked yet. They're not. I'm not saying they can't get cooked, that they won't be cooked or something. But they're not cooked yet. We've been hearing about it for months, and they haven't been cooked. They've been in profit the whole time. It's wild. And Tom Gold sounds like Peter Schiff's sidekick. Ew, then never mind. Lasers. Long Tom Silver. The genius of that name. Long Tom Silver. Ew. I love it. Like Long John Silver's. The restaurant. Can you tell you how much Bitcoin will go up, please? And what time frame, Jab? What time frame? If you subscribe, I'll tell you. Soul short, go for it. Just smash the like button. That's right. Rather be sailing. I'd rather be sailing. Doing 99% of don't have the balls to do. What do 99% not have the balls to do right now, Christopher? I want to know. Long winter not filled means we're going to pump. I know, Mr. Pumplot. That's like exactly what I was thinking too. When I looked at it, I was like, bet that doesn't fill. Bet. Looking at those 5-minute candles, just like bet. Only because it was like such a fleeting opportunity. I should have had this order set. Only because it was like there was literally 2 minutes where this could have filled, and now it hasn't touched it. Let's see. No balls to buy. No balls to buy. Bitcoin needs a good 20% drop. I could take that. I mean, it did drop 40%. What's up, Philly Skills? How you doing, brother? Hype not participating. J Duff, Bitcoin's bottom guess. Bear market bottom, like long term. We're talking like into next year. Yeah, like 50K, 50K, 50, 40, 45K. If we're looking at like just a pure repeat of bear markets. I think that's my logical answer. Where does my gut think it's going to go? Bottoms in, baby. Bottoms in. Send it. Right to the moon. Damn. Just hanging out on this trend line, being a little caterpillar. Can we fully recover into close? That'd be bonkers. Getting close. Yeah, MicroStrategy is getting close. This is the thing. I wonder, I don't feel like anyone's really said this. Maybe that's why I'm enjoying saying it. Is for how many weeks have we been hearing about MicroStrategy getting wrecked? Maybe months. Of like, Sailor's going to liquidate. When was like the first time recently you heard that? Like, Sailor, they're going to liquidate. They're going to hit their liquidation number. There's no liquidation number. It's not. It's spot. We've been hearing this forever. We've been hearing for months and months and months. Price is now down 40% from the high. 40% from the high. And they're still in profit, boys. Been hearing this for months. I don't. It feels like a pushed narrative. That's kind of where I'm at. It feels like someone is pushing that narrative. I just gave you a like. Thank you. I'll give you a like back. This is history unfolding either way. Triple. This is history either way. Do people still do NFTs? I never did NFTs. Thank God. I don't think so. I don't think people actually do. I know that someone does out there. Like, there's a guy out there buying them NFTs for some reason. I don't know why, but I don't think like actually, no. Not like 21. Who's all here today? I see Monopoly, Ajab, Burr, Christopher, Cryptomon, Cryptarsu, Peach, my man, DCA and Prey, what's up, bro? Degeneration, Derek, Double Crypto, James, Echo Leaf, Electro, EPROM, F8, Farhand, Phil Manic, Flapdeuce, Fuck ZU. nice name. Formula Moments, Fred Sloan, Issa, J Duff, John Wick, Johnny Rico. Who else is here? Say hello. Subscribe. Joshua Grayson, Justin King, Khaled, Lasers, Left Field, LF Nice, Lion London, Naviat Steel, Nicholas Perry. There's a lot of people here. Nick Flip, No Stank Plumbing, Ozzy Slinu, Paulo Boyle. What's up, Paul? My favorite Boyle twins. Ha. What's up, Paul Pritchard, Philly Skills, Quick Oxic, Sean Raginold, Rather Be Sailing, Wreck Shit, Sam Diamond Hands, Schwitowski, Super Sable, Truckin, Poraria Fund, Triple Trader, Tom Kugami, Verhoofty Floofin, Verwapro, Waffles, Wiggin, YB, you're still here. I love you, brother. YB Savage, your owner. Who else is here? Great names. I know, hella great names. Mike Bennett, how are you, man? Real one. Always here to be calm. Kimber, we got that. We locked it. Being calm is a necessary factor in trading, especially if you're trying to trade in real time. Wouldn't recommend trading in real time, but it's critical. What's up, Jack Jr.? When robe day, bro? If I had a red robe, like a blood red robe, it'd be today. We didn't even get a robe day in the bull runs. Bullshit. What's up from Detroit? How you doing, brand new? Brand new, great band. Buddy of yours made 100K in 21, lost it all shortly after. Yeah, sounds about right. What's up, Corgi? Yep. Green Day, thank you, with a little bit of just rational thought here. Green Day says, Saylor literally bought the all-time high last cycle and held through the bear market lows of 15K. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. People, dude, it just feels like a narrative jammed down our throats, this like Saylor thing. Like, they're still in profit even after all this fucking craziness today. Do I think silver will go up next week? I do. I can't in good conscience make the call of like back to all-time high, but I think it will see a bounce into the week, yes. I think it would be very hard for it to continue downward. I think the amount of shorts that will like pile up this weekend and right into the open will just like force a liquidation to the upside. Crypto is a zero-sum game. Look it up. How could we look it up? What would we look up? The crypto Bible, where all the legendary crypto information is kept, and the crypto monks studying the crypto tomes on the top of mountains. Log scale. Channel hairline 59K. Okay. I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but you just reminded me. $59K, $60K, yeah. Yeah, I feel you. You are correct. Yeah, 60K. Interesting. Damn. I remember looking at this and it being like all the way down here and being like, man, we're real far from there. This is very quickly coming up. In fact, this trend line will hit current price, will hit 77.6 by August of this year. That trend line will hit all-time high. It'll hit all-time highs by, I don't know, 2028 maybe, actually. It's a hard trend line to ignore. It was slept on. This was a slept on trend line. It goes all the way. Bear market, perfect. Coming on down, coming on back. Boom, 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 boom. You want 74.8. Then you can go up, okay, for you. Long bankruptcy lawyers, true. No DCA, all in tomorrow. Tom looked it up on the crypto sarcasm chart. What's that? Are you being sarcastic? It's hard to tell when I'm like hyper focused on charts and stuff for a few hours. I don't get sarcasm well. Ah. It is a real thing. Oh. Okay, it's a takeoff of the Wall Street cheat sheet, which is like jibberty-gook, but that's okay. God, my lips just got dry. Channel from 2020 until today. I mean, the trend line I placed is a channel, or is a trend line from then. That's before then. It's at the same price though. Bitcoin not storing its value well these days. Well, it depends on the time frame you're looking at. It scams from top to bottom. I don't know, man. A lot of us, people coming in here, I understand your feelings. Understand feeling that way. I'm not trying to argue with you or anything. But a lot of people on this channel, myself included, have been in Bitcoin for like a decade. Like we're kind of OG. With that perspective, doesn't feel like a scam. Did not scam us too successfully. Yeah, we're doing all right. There we go, breaking back down under the trend. Yeesh. Inefficient market, what is? No, of course, Sailor doesn't want the price to go down. I think those numbers though are probably overestimated, and if they're not, I know that they have like a few billion in cash. Like they're okay, but of course he doesn't want of course he only wants the price to go up. Same. You can draw a channel from 2020 to today, following the all-time highs from 21, the top of the channel. OG's got lucky. I'll tell you what, bro. When I started, it didn't feel lucky though. When I started crypto, like here, I very first bought like here, and watched it go down, and was like freaked out, but I bought more, and then, but I just like casually bought, and as it went up, I started buying more and more and more and more, and so my cost basis went like way up, and then I watched my portfolio from here to here go down from positive to minus 85%. I was down 85% without leverage, just spot. I was down 85% here. Didn't feel lucky. It was only lucky in hindsight. It was only lucky because I didn't sell the bottom. I didn't like sell out when I was down. I just kept going. Sam, sorry I missed that. MicroStrategy, GC Bitcoin summer before 6. I think it's 76. I think it's 76. YB Savage, I didn't get that either. Thanks for the 50 EGPs. Check out liquidation on CoinGlass. Sure. We can do that. What's up? Liquidations. Looking at like liquidation map. Works till it don't, baby. Works till it don't. Ain't it true of everything? Wow. Not a lot of liquidations to the downside. Don't love to see that, but that's only for today. I see very one-directional stacked books. Holy shit. There is like virtually no long leverage open. There's 700 million in liquidations down to 66,000. I've never seen this. Bro, I've never seen this. Look at how this chart is. I've never seen the median line be over here. It's always in the middle, like right here. What the shit? I mean, that's just Binance. It's a different overall. Let's do all of them. No, it's not any different. 2 billion all the way down to 66. 25 billion up to 110. Wow. That's crazy. What do I see? That looks like a market betting down. That looks like, I mean, it does look like a crowded short trade, but it looks like a market betting down. Virtually nobody is betting up. That's crazy. Hold up here. Hold up. Where's they at? Yeah, this doesn't look bullish. That looks bad. Total and total 3. Yeah, they look. I actually, thank you for reminding me. I do want to look at total. I also look at total 3 also. Total looked cooked last time I looked at it. I haven't pulled it back up. Cookity cooked. Damn. It's kind of weird. Total has held its low from April better than Bitcoin. What that means is that from April of 25 to today, dominance should be down, right? Let me double check. Yep. From April. Yep. April to today. Just like I said. April last year to today, dominance is down. We can see that reflected on total. Total holding this low better, which is honestly surprising. I did not expect that. Bonfire. Look at that 200 week on total. It's like creeping up to 2.19. Past the 786. That's a very deep retracement. I'm not really seeing anything. Am I missing something? Okay. Total 0.02 trillion underneath major support. This was the support that was tested in April and held. Bounced to all-time highs. It was the previous all-time high. It was March's run-up. This is a major support. Losing this major support is trash. We do have a few hours. If total can close up, and that's not a huge ask. If total can close above 262, the monthly will have held the same support again. You can see we're right there, though. And that would be a little bit better look than we have currently. RSI very low, as it should be. Monthly looks cooked. Money flows cooked. Jesus. Well, this looks trashed. Looks very bad. Gonna pray that total finds that support. You got in crypto to escape the government. Well, crypto's still outside. Bitcoin is still outside the government. I'm just going back to saying Bitcoin instead of crypto. Total 3. Still has fared better than Bitcoin since April. Or it's still higher above its April low. Breaking October's low there is really gross. Trading below October 10th is really, really bad. Send a chart showing it. Okay, give me a second. Go look in the Discord. Just cooked. Crypto looks so cooked. You know, I'm going to circle back here and do something characteristic of me. Add a little bit of hopium to everything. We've been through bear markets here. This isn't our first one. And in every bear market, there is at least one time, usually more than one time, and always at the exact bottom, where everything looks terrible. All of your indicators are going to be saying down. There's going to be nothing bullish about the chart. No matter how you examine it, it will look bearish in every form. And eventually that will end up being the bottom. The bottom always looks that way. So is it possible that the bottom's here? Sure. I'm not betting on that. I'm not even saying that. But it will always look this way at the bottom, where everything just looks down. The same way at the top, typically everything looks like it's just going to continue up. All your indicators are bullish. Everything's moving up. It's all saying higher and the top's in. Just kind of how markets are. Rank. Out of the cloud on the week. Yeep. Yeesh. Last time I had was May. It's getting me depressed. Looks terrible because it is terrible. Smells terrible. Tastes terrible. Yeah. You bought another 100,000 Caspa. Jeez, bro. Good luck with that. Although 100,000 CASP at this point, I don't know. Is that like 100 bucks? No, I'm just kidding. Doge looks kind of cooked. Doge, are you really going to like be one of my biggest disappointments? Is it gonna be like one of my biggest disappointments? I was so confident in this move for years. Retesting 9.6 here is like pretty condemning. Pretty condemning of that. Even back at 13 cents, I was like, you lost this low. This is starting to break down. This is so low that our longs from September of 24 could be refilled here. Could this be a potential long? Sure. I don't want to take it though. 10 cents. Damn. Damn. Dude, this October candle just like ruined the market. There were so many charts that were doing great. They were slowly building up momentum. And that October shock just like took it out of them. It's the opposite of defibrillation. Stop their heart stopper. Damn, look at that. Doge hit the top of the monthly cloud and that was it. Fuck Doge. Bitcoin looking for maybe a little reversal here. Holding on. Just really largely just trading sideways. But slowly inching up. Close a bunch of tabs. Still got quite a few viewers. What's up, fam? You're engaged, you're locked, you're loaded, you're here on the Tom Crown channel. Watching the blood dry. Slappy says, Bitcoin outside the gov, lol. Sure. Yeah, I think that's funny. Yeah. Governments can operate around Bitcoin, but they can't control it. They have to operate around it. At least they cannot control it in the way they literally control everything. They can literally control everything. Epic alt run would just be the least expected, probably highest max pain scenario. I agree. China fitty, crypto dipping. Total dipping. I guess I'll put alerts on this JPY. Screw you, Ethereum. Supposed to be aluminum. Damn it. Have no fear, it's almost over. Fair enough. The bottom is always at the spookiest time. And the top is always at the least spooky time. Oh shit. Here we go. The bear chart. Here we go. Give you a virtual hug. Of course I will behave. Right here. All of you. Love you all. We're all here together. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Promise. We've been through it before. We'll go through it again. We always come back out the other side. Can't promise you that the pain is over, but I can promise you that you're going to be okay. USDTD tether dominance. This piece of shit finally followed the TA once I started calling for it to go up. Broke past August's high, and this is bear market territory. Bear market territory. On its way, looking to retest the previous bear market's highs. August of 22, October of 22. Tether dominance was almost 10%, currently at 7%. When it trades up here, this is going to be a great signal. Mark it on your calendars. Mark your alerts. It's going to be a great signal that the bottom is close. Maybe if you haven't started DCAing by that point, you look to DCA. Tether dominance. Absolutely. Absolutely saying bear market. Yay. Damn, and it's so clean too. Left, head, right. Back test. GG. GG, fam. GG. Oh, yeah. Yeah, my bad. My bad, Cyro. Yeah, bring it up. Is it JMac? Linear regression of Eth. Okay, cool. Thank God. I saw other charts that were very busy, and I was like, I hope that's not it. Put it right here. Sure. Ooh, Bitcoin going for it. You're looking for it. Bitcoin going for it. Okay. All right. Breaking the higher high just as soon as I look away. Hold up here. Little low time frame inverse head and shoulders on the 1 minute. Left head, right. Neckline. Neckline tested right here. If it doesn't reject, that's looking like a very short term long. Ethereum linear regression channel. Where are your points? Guess you have middle band connections. It's interesting. Maybe you should do some interpretation for us for this. I mean, obvious, I guess, it's saying that looking for a bounce, maybe return to the midline. Something like that. Probably would have placed this different personally. Like, this probably could be dragged down to here. I guess one thing is the bottom trend. I'm not really seeing where you're fitting it from. Let me know. Let me put more in the Discord. Oh, here's your time, Bitcoin. Low time frame. Freaking run it. If you want to start retracing into today's close, run it. Breakout, back test. There you go. I'm not taking that trade. There we go. Broke high. Look for the higher high pull back to the neckline. See you typing. By the way, he's sending in the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. It's free. Why don't you go in there, jump in there. Join the fam. Gosh, it's fucking Solana trade, dude. Bet this doesn't fill. Or it will fill and instantly stop. We'll see. Cooked, but we might get dessert. You're tired of winning? I'm tired of winning, bro. In monthly candle close, wild time. Yeah, that is like the big thing here, Vishnik. The big thing, the kicker here. We saw it on gold and silver yesterday. Like, the kicker is that this is the very end of the month. You know, you look at our monthly candle. We traded up to almost 100K. Started at 87. Now we're down as low as 85. We broke low, like right into the monthly close. This baited in liquidity all month to run it at the end. Reading charts doesn't work anymore. I mean, reading charts has only ever, it depends what you mean by worked, you know? Reading charts has never been a crystal ball. It's never been a fortune teller. Ever. You see Tom Lee talking about quantum again? Quantum. We'll stop hearing about quantum soon. See you in 2030. You're going to do something productive. No point of watching the Southern Burger. Phil Maniac, I feel you, man. If that's what you need to do, go for it. Just know you're always welcome here. You're always welcome here, brother. Linear regression is a technique using statistics. You take a bunch of points on a chart and you figure out the zone. Okay. Press nearest the most closest to it. Line of best fit. Okay. That's where I got it from. Weekly time frame starting your plot. Oh, that's cool. 1618 to the deviation bands. All right. Well, that has a lot more context. And that I like that a lot more than me just looking at it. Cool. So it's a golden extension. I like to use the 1618 for the deviations. I've thought about making an indicator that's just the Bollinger Bands, but I use 1618 for deviation instead of 2 or 1. Calling it the crown bands. Something like that. If you use liquidity map, you'd see that at that price, there's lots of orders. What price is that? Hey, Tom, more downside, Christoph. We're on the 5-minute or 1-minute chart at like very low time frame. I think we're looking at an inverse head and shoulders. We have the higher high breakout off a higher low. I'm looking for some kind of continuation to look for like a neckline play. But this is such in a bubble, man. Further downside is absolutely on the table today. Absolutely on the table tomorrow. Wait. Oh shit, I didn't realize that. Even though I did. The month closes today, huh? For some reason I'm thinking like traditional markets, like opening Monday, so like tomorrow is still in January. I guess today's the day to do it. If this pattern fails, yeah. I would not, like, I don't know why we would stop here, right? 75.6, 74.4, April's low. I mean, this is liquidity. Volume will explode here. I don't know why we would just stop here, but you know, crazy shit happens. Silver traded to 74.4. Why won't Bitcoin trade to 74.4? Here. You saw liquidity map, you was not long, bro. I did see the liquidity map. I looked at the I did. We looked at liquidations. That's similar. I don't know if you can see the numbers. I don't know if you see them. But that position was not looking for much upside. Like literally that long. And I even said I'm not taking it. Just placed it there as theoreticals. That long was only looking for 79.3 or something. Like that is, it's not looking for upside. It's like not at all upside. What even percent was it? 1.7. It's not even like, it's not even to like, it's not even back to the low of yesterday. You know what I mean? This is just nothing. It does look like it wants to continue this to me. Five minutes rolling over, like 5 minute wants to move up too. 10, not as much. 15 maybe. 30 failed to low. Bottom could be in for today. Could be. I don't know why this would be it though. Like I don't know why you wouldn't expect more dumping tomorrow or February. 75.6 is just like not a real number. I guess 75 flat is a psychological number. I didn't even think of that. Full moon, baby. Full moon's got everything to do with it. You're in long from 77.1. Let's go. You know what, friends? I appreciate you guys tuning in today. I want you to double check right now. Make sure you're subscribed. We are going live covering, honestly, more broader markets lately whenever it gets exciting. Yesterday, we had a huge silver and gold stream. We're live here on YouTube daily. We've been live for 7 years here. We have a beautiful free trading course. We have an amazing Discord community that's free. Discord.gg/TomCrown. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you tune in. Turn your notifications on. We're going to be going live at weird hours as markets explode, as they move, and you don't want to miss them. So make sure your notifications are on and you're tuned in. We're going to be back Monday at the latest. If this continues selling off, hell, we'll be live again tonight. I'm going to go get some food. I want to have maybe a little brewski, little roll something up, you know what I mean? Have a little break. I appreciate you all tuning in. I love you all. It's going to be okay. Just take a breath before you do something crazy. The market will be here tomorrow. It's not going to go to zero tonight. It's not going to go to infinity tonight. Take a break, relax, get your mind off whatever it is you're thinking about doing in the moment. Come back and then make that decision in a disengage from emotional response mindset. That's my best advice. Nobody knows what's going to happen tomorrow, but we'll be here. I know that. This community will be here, and hopefully so will you. So for right now,